In 1713, New York passed a law that said Black and Indigenous people could not be outside after dark, unless they carried a lit lantern. This wasn't a curfew, it was worse than a curfew. You could be out as long as you were visible, as long as anybody at a distance could see exactly where you were and track you moving through the night. The watched had to carry their own surveillance. Light yourself up at your own expense at all times, so the watching cost them nothing. Historians call these the Lantern Laws. It was one of the first surveillance laws in America aimed at race. And if you're wondering whether the lantern system got abused, I feel like you already know the answer to that. Abuse was the operating system. The law came about a year after an uprising. It was a crackdown from day one, under the guise of safety. Right. Any white person could stop you. The lantern didn't protect you, it just made you findable. And in 1741, after some fires broke out, that watching machine went into panic mode, and New York executed around 30 Black people. 13 burned at the stake. On testimony, historians say it was mostly fabricated. That's what surveillance systems do when they run hot. They don't find danger. They manufacture it out of whomever they were built to watch. Keep all of that in mind, yeah? Especially later when a CEO says humans make bad decisions. Because the reason I'm telling you about a candle from 300 years ago is because of a black box on a pole near your house. You've driven past it 1,000 times and never clocked it. A solar panel on the top and it sits by the road like a utility box. It's a camera. It photographs every car that passes. Your plate, your make, your dents, your bumper stickers. And it feeds into a national network that a police officer 3 states away can search. All without a warrant. They can find out where you sleep. The company is called Flock Safety. About 120,000 of these cameras have been placed all across our country. Police departments buy them. The HOA can buy them. And they're networked. The camera your town bought isn't just your town's camera. Billions of scans, no warrants required. No federal law governing it, even though that really wouldn't make me feel much safer. 18,000 police agencies, each one writing their own rules, if they even write any. And before somebody says, oh, it's okay, the UK has cameras everywhere. Yeah, okay. That's a different machine, my friend. British CCTV records footage that somebody has to go watch. It's split across thousands of owners and is governed by an actual privacy law. Flock doesn't record your street. It catalogs you. One company, one searchable index of everybody's movements. No warrant, no federal law at all. The honest comparison isn't London. It's China's network tracking system. Except China built theirs by government mandate. And we're building ours through a sales team. One HOA at a time. Nobody voted. The machines are just arriving. It was sold to your city with a beautiful pitch. Solve crimes, find missing kids. But keep in mind that lantern was sold as safety too. And last week, the Washington Post published what this network is being used for. The Post analyzed police and court records nationwide and found that at least 50 law enforcement officers, 50, were charged with or accused of misusing these plate reader systems for unauthorized surveillance. Did you hear me? In 26 of those cases, investigators concluded that they were using it to spy on, and listen to this, wives, girlfriends, ex-partners, their ex's new partners, and women they simply wanted to meet. Fucking disgusting. Let me make it concrete because the lead case is unforgettable. A single mother in Georgia named Marcy Bakley could not understand how her ex-boyfriend always knew where she was. Groceries, a date, the doctors. He would text her about it within minutes. He was working 15 minutes away. As a police chief. Per the audit log, that man has searched her license plate and her teenage daughter's license plate at least 600 times. 600. And when she first sought protection, a judge said that there was insufficient evidence. He was eventually arrested. Stalking, harassment, misuse of the system. But understand how she found out. Not from the police department. From a public records website called Have I Been Flocked that collects the network's own search logs. The machine confessed. Nobody watching it did. And the cases keep going. An officer in Wisconsin allegedly used it to check whether his ex had visited an abortion clinic. A Florida deputy put a young actress on a watch list and nearly caused a head-on collision racing to intercept her car. And my personal favorite for what it says about oversight, in Milwaukee, an officer got caught tracking his partner 124 times. He resigned and pleaded out. Then one of the detectives who investigated him got arrested for misusing the same system. The auditors are in the audit. What the fuck? And it's not just romance because 404 Media already showed the other door. ICE doesn't need its own contract with Flock. Local police departments just run the search for them. Reporters found immigration typed right into the reason field of the logs. And one Texas officer searched tens of thousands of cameras across state lines. Guess what he was doing? Guess who he was looking for? He was looking for a woman who had had an abortion. Missing kids, they said. Read the reason fields. In the company, the CEO's response to those 50 officers was, and I quote, "Humans make bad decisions." I told you to hold on to 1741, right? Bad decisions is what they call the system doing exactly what it was designed to do. He also told Forbes, and this is real, "No one elected me the police chief of America. I don't think it's our job to police the police." Fucking loser. You built a national surveillance network and sold the keys to 18,000 police departments. Not my job was decided the day you shipped it. You disgusting piece of trash. Now connect the dots from 300 years ago because the line is straight, y'all. 1713, the lantern, right? Carry your own light so the watchers never lose you. Then slave patrols checking passes, stopping black movement. That became the model for Southern policing. Then COINTELPRO, wiretapping King and the Panthers, all under the guise of national security. Y'all watched my Hoover video. I made a whole video tracing how fingerprinting was perfected on colonized communities before it came home to us. And every one of those systems was sold as safety. You hear me? Every single one was used as control. And every single one debuted on the watched first people before it graduated to the whole population, you know? Well, class has graduated. Your license plate is the lantern now. Everybody carries one bolted to their bumper, government issued required by law. And the network reads it for free, day and night. But look at who the misuse lands on even now. Women, immigrants, the same people the lantern law was written for. 300 years of upgrades, and the light somehow still finds the same faces first. Fucking A. So here's what I want you to do. And it's not a soft ask. It's the whole point. The cameras are mapped, okay? There's a public, crowdsourced map. It's called DFlock, where you can look up your own neighborhood and see where the boxes are that you've been driving past. And if you want to know whether your plate has been searched, have I been flocked? Is your website. They check the audit logs that the departments have released. Go look. Your street, your plate. This is your community. Because in 1713, they handed our people a lantern and called it public safety. In 2026, they bolted that lantern to a pole on your block. And now we found out who's been holding that light.